Spring is here. But back in March, I thought it might never come. We were not expecting to wake up to a day like this. It always catches me off guard when it snows in March because by that point I feel so done with winter and so ready for spring. On this day we had to move this fallen tree and shovel all the snow off our driveway because we had planned an adventure up in the Lake District. Thankfully, the snow didn't stop us getting to this beautiful little cabin in the woods. We spent most of our time reading, drinking hot chocolate, and playing board games. They also had a wood-fired hot tub, which is always a win. It was really nice to go on a little adventure and carve out time to rest. When we got back home, the snow had melted and the season was finally starting to shift. After what felt like a really long winter, I feel an extra appreciation for spring this year. It's almost as if, overnight, the woods begin to come back to life. By April, there is an abundance of wild garlic all across the forest floor. The first bit of spring foraging.
Smells so good.
We foraged for some and made some wild garlic butter and garlic pesto too. And the flowers that bud later on in the month are really lovely on salads.
Hello, welcome back to my pottery workshop. The last time I got the camera out to film was probably in the middle of winter. It's spring now and I have a lot to catch you up on.
So at the start of the year, I threw a whole bunch of mugs and decided to experiment with all this wild clay and natural pigment that I kept discovering every time we went on a walk around our home.
After their first firing, all of the bisqueware mugs needed glazing, and this is how that went. This is half of the mugs that I'm going to be releasing in my next shop update, and they're all still in their bisqueware stage, which means that they need glazing. So I'm going to show you how I make glaze and that whole process.
First off, and most importantly, I wear a mask to protect my lungs from dust particles. When making a new glaze, I need a bucket, a jug, something to stir with like this brush, a scoop, and a fine mesh sieve. Then I weigh and scoop in all the different minerals that make up my glaze recipe. Then I add water. And I mix it a bit before running it through the fine mesh sieve to make sure it's completely combined.
It's okay. I'm going to start with these, and the first step is wiping them down with a sponge or a damp microfiber cloth just to get all the dust and debris off them and get them ready to be glazed. glaze has been sat here for a few days, so I need to give it a really good mix because most of the glaze material will have sunk to the bottom and really needs to be integrated before I start glazing. So here we are. I'm gonna mix it up. I really love this. It's a new design. I just really love all this carving detail on it. This is also another favourite. So I glazed a bunch of mugs. They are all currently at the kiln. I don't have my own kiln yet, and it's nice that I get to use space in someone else's kiln, but sometimes it can slow down my process because I'm working to someone else's schedule. So getting my own kiln is definitely on the cards and something I'm hoping to do soon. But I do have a couple of test pieces. I've got this, okay, the lighting's really bad. I have this wild clay slip mug, which I love. I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. It's just really tactile, nice to hold in your hands. So there'll be plenty of these in my next shop update. And these two, this is an organic flute mug. It's just nice. It's just a vibe.
If you watched our last few vlogs, you'll know that I found a bunch of wild clay and decided to make a mug painted with wild clay and natural pigment that I hadn't processed yet, just to see what it would turn out like. It kind of represented our new home and I thought it'd be really special, but I had no idea what it would look like when fired. This is the final result and I'm a big fan. I love the way that the brush strokes have turned out. So whilst all of those mugs are at the kiln, I feel like now is the best time to clean my workshop, which is a mess. I'm going to put on a dust mask, protect my lungs, and gonna clean it. It's gotta be done. Of course, I filmed myself drinking coffee, but forgot to film myself actually cleaning. This really is one of my favourite times of the year. As things start to shift and the days get longer and the weather gets warmer. Something we've been loving is heading out in the morning and making coffee outside. Of course, when the horses smelt freshly brewed coffee in the air, they had to come over to see if we'd give them any. These guys really tried their best to get some, and I don't blame them, the coffee was good, but eventually gave up when they realised we were not going to be sharing. It has been a month, maybe over a month, since I last filmed and glazed all the mugs. And now I finally have some finished mugs that I can show you now. I wish I had all of them. I wish my shelves were full, but I need to get my own kiln. That needs to happen very soon. There are some logistical things I need to figure out before doing it and investing in it, but I think
the time has come where doing that would help a lot. I'm looking outside and it's so nice, and I feel like that might be a better place to show you all these mugs.
There was a lot of experimenting with these mugs because I was working with all new wild clay that I hadn't tested before because I just couldn't be bothered, I guess. But I love the way that they've turned out. I've poured hours of work and love into processing the wild clay, carving each intricate detail. Needless to say, this collection of mugs is very special to me, and I'm so excited to release them on my shop very soon. If you haven't already, definitely check out my website and sign up to my mailing list, because I always send out an early bird email to people subscribed to my mailing list to make sure that they don't miss a shop update. I find so much inspiration from just stepping outside, and spring has definitely been very life-giving.
This is amazing. I love it here. There's just something about being in cold water, even if it's just your feet.
There are so many lovely things to forage at this time of year too. Although often regarded as weeds, dandelions are incredible because every part of the plant is edible and useful in some way. There are so many things you can make, but dandelion tea is really easy. I add a bit of honey and some lemon slices too. Cleavers, or sticky weed as some people call them, are really lovely infused into water. Kind of tastes like cucumber water. Another thing that's been making me smile is all the wildflowers that are just popping up everywhere. I love documenting all of these little things because in the midst of all of life's stressfulness, it's really nice to remember all the really beautiful parts too.